Hello everyone, my name is Rarity Fangirl 31VA and welcome to another episode of Two Fangirls Review. And of course, joining me is the lovely Luna Mung. How are you doing today, Luna?
I am doing very well. How about you?
I'm doing really well too. I'm really excited to talk about these chapters, especially for a certain thing we got, which is in the thumbnail, but I'm pretty sure everyone knew I'd gush about that anyway. But before we start, we're just going to go over the format we're going to do for this review, because we're going to change it up a little bit. We usually like to go in chronological order, but we think it would be best, as I did, I believe, of our first review, is to go over the duel stuff first, just to get it out of the way. Even though I do actually have a decent bit enough to say about this duel for once, so that's going to be interesting. And then we're going to talk about the major plot stuff we got, and then we're going to talk about the certain absence of three people with similar faces that the fandom really, really likes. Mm-hmm. But, alright, so, of course, these two chapters are the second and third part, I guess, because the end of 24 was kind of the start of the duel, kind of not really, they just kind of set cards, between Reiji and Issac, and this duel's card play, I really like. Now, as you know, Reiji is a very strong duelist, but usually when he duels, he dominates the battlefield. He usually is untouchable. But Issac, he is pushing Reiji to his limit. Really badly. I mean, really good. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
He's doing really well. Like, even at the end of this last chapter, you know, where Reiji got to summon his level 12 monster, and it looked like Reiji had this double way to KO Issac. He's like, nope, exchange of spirit reference, and now I have my ammo back, and your chances of winning are 0. And I'm just like, these two are savage, and I love it.
Yeah.
Like, they're so good. I love them working off each other. It's really, really cool to see Reiji in this kind of tough spot, because I like characters that struggle. And I know Reiji is kind of supposed to be the rival character who's very calculated, very calm, and some people don't like that about manga Reiji, that he's a little bit more Kaiba-like. But then again, I love Kaiba, so of course this doesn't really bother me too much. He's still very smart and very analytical, but I really do like this kind of thing. And plus, I kind of like in the manga, him and his dad are on, you know, decent terms, I guess. They're not like lovey-dovey or anything, but they're more decent terms, which is give him a little more differentiation from Kaiba. And plus, he doesn't have a brother in the manga either, so he's not. A lot of people thought he was hipster Kaiba. That's a phrase my friend Ant Kotz, shout out to you, girl, because I know you're gonna watch this video, likes to call him. So I guess that kind of makes him a little more unique, even though I thought he wasn't really a Kaiba clone. I mean, kinda. He had a lot of similarities, but I think Reiji was able to stand out on his own. But yeah, the duel play was really cool. I like Isaac's deck. It's really hard to explain, and I bet when it's printed, it'll be really hard to play. But it seems really fun. Yeah. Seems like a ton of fun, and I love he uses pendulums. I think that is super cool. Because pendulums, you know, how can you go wrong with pendulums and whatnot? And so, what do you think about the duel, Luna? Are you really enjoying the card play? You like seeing Reiji push to the edge, or you're like, oh, Reiji edgelord, he gotta be number one. Like, and what do you think is gonna happen as the result of this duel? Like, how do you think it's gonna end? Because it's mostly gonna be next month, probably.
Well, I completely agree with you, because I love that Reiji actually has a challenge now. And I love it when they have to go through that, and I like seeing how they'll go through with it, how they'll overcome it. And honestly, with the end of this duel, I have no idea how it's gonna play out. I'm torn because I want Reiji to win, but at the same time, I want him to lose. Because I'm curious about Issac as well.
Exactly. I think this duel is gonna end in no conclusion. Or, if you've ever seen, I'm pretty, you haven't seen Zexal as far as I know, but you know a lot about Zexal, obviously, because people say it. But remember in Yuma and Kaito's first duel, where it looked like Kaito was just about to win, but because Haruto collapsed, he had to leave, obviously, care for your little sibling. I feel the same thing is going to happen with Eve, because her absence in this duel, outside of plot, is very concerning to me. Well, I know I'm very biased, and I know we kind of saw her in Scale 24 with like the kind of silhouette of her looking really upset, and she's in her pod thing. But leaving her alone? Is that smart, guys? Because Sora is obviously with Ren, and unless there's an Xyz person, which my theory is the Xyz person's like a freaking ninja, just like scouting everything because they haven't been around, and then they'll show up like, oh, I got all this information on these people. That's where I've been. I could totally see them being like a history person or whatever, or like a ninja, Tsukikage would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, her absence is very concerning, but I could almost see, I would love to see Reiji's reaction, and that would give Reiji motivation to want to, more motivation to go fight Eve's group than just because they're seeming to annoy him. And kind of, because I don't get why Reiji's fighting. I mean, I guess he wants GOD for his dad, but like, I feel like Yuya has tons of more reason. Well, also he's in the Atom Factor now, which we finally get to talk about some of that plot-related stuff. But yeah, how would you feel about a no conclusion or a draw? I think that would be the best way to go about it, because Reiji, it's like, so Reiji doesn't lose technically, but you know, it's kind of like the Yusei Kiru thing, or the Yuma Kaito thing. Like, technically he lost, but you know, it gave him motivation. I think that would be good for his character.
It's like, it's the same with, I believe with Reiji and Yuya's first duel in the anime had no conclusion, because Reiji had to go rush off and do something, because I think someone got carded, I think.
Yeah, I think it was like, was it Professor Marco? Or something? No, it was Professor Marco, which is Masumi's teacher that never got capitalization on, but then again, a lot of things that are fried didn't get capitalized on, but anyway, continue.
Yeah, so, I think if it normally, with certain duels, if it comes to like a draw or like no conclusion, I kind of get annoyed because I'm like, I wanted a winner. But in this case, I would actually be completely fine with that, because it's just, I can't choose who I want to win.
Exactly.
So if there's no conclusion with it being like, say Eve collapses or something happens to Eve, or you know, she shows up or something.
Or something happens, because the villain characters have been doing a really good job of remaining really strong, but they've lost. None of them have gotten a win. And even if it was technically not a pseudo-win, so no one loses, but with the whole situation like the Kaito similar situation, it builds them up as this threat, because obviously Ren and Sora, not saying they're bad duelists, but they seem to be on the lower end in terms of plot-wise, because they're newer people, especially Sora. He's really new, but obviously Isaac and Eve are the head honchos, so you think Isaac is a better duelist than Ren and Sora, combined even, if you actually think about it that way. So he should have that strength. I would like to see him duel Yuya later, too. Maybe he will get 3 duels, so he duels Reiji. Or I feel like he's going to be the last line of defense to get to Eve, is him. Yeah. Because obviously they're not going to want her to fight unless she doesn't have to. But yeah, I'm really interested to see how this goes. I'm really excited, too. But speaking of Eve, this is a good segue to talk about the plot. Oh, thank you, manga. Thank you. I mean,
I was not expecting this much backstory.
I know, so early, but you know what? That just tells me there's more we don't know. Yeah. That's the good part. And we see Adam, and he is not what we were expecting, but he is cute. I like him. Wait, what about you? What do you think about Adam? You think he's a cutie?
I think he's a cutie. It took me a second at first, because I was not expecting this design choice, but, because, you know, I was expecting for him to look more like Yuya or like Reiji or something along those lines, but, you know, I'm actually quite happy with that design.
He has, like, this fluffy hair like Yusho does, which if he is a descendant of Yuya, which he kind of has to be, I feel like he has to be at this point, because look at Eve. I mean, she's Yuzu, bringer for Yuzu, like, totally, whatever. But yeah, I kind of like that they're taking after Yusho, because it is the same lineage. So that would make kind of sense, but I predict that Adam is going to look completely different when we see him later, because his hair looks too normal. I would love to see him just get a crazy Yuya-styled hair, or just have Zark hair or something. But another thing that's interesting about him, he's darker skinned. Which, in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is very rare for a main character. I mean, I think in Arc-V, the only darker skinned character was Masumi, like of a different race, as far as I know. Like, Kachinoki was kind of heavily Asian, but well, they're all Asian. They're Japanese. But yeah, like that is like the only one I can notably. I mean, you could say that Michio was French, but they didn't look that French. But you know what? I'm really happy that he's of color, because not only because obviously Eve and Adam are a couple, I like that kind of diversity, but because they're war refugees, which that's amazing enough from a war-torn country, I just want to know how they met. That's what I want to know. Like, I was thinking Eve. True. Yeah, how do they meet? That's what I want to know. I feel like Eve was from the country that attacked Adam. That's what I feel like. And then she saw the war was wrong, and then she found Adam and decided to help him and run away or for something, because they went to Isaac's country. And by the way, this was a war with no card games. There was tanks. stuff.
That's a first.
Oh, no, it's not. You remember in DM season 4? There was that thing in the
I don't
Doma
remember
arc?
much of season 4. So.
Oh, I don't either. That arc I didn't like. Sorry if you guys liked the Orichalcos arc. I didn't, but there was this one character. I don't remember his Japanese name. Alistair. He's like his country was destroyed by tanks that Kaiba's dad made from a war. Wow. Yeah, and his little brother died. Yeah. There was some war stuff, like physical war, and I guess you could say, no, the war in the future 5Ds was caused by duel monsters, but you know what I mean. So like this was not caused by card games, as far as we know, because it wasn't mentioned. It could be. In the future, I hope it's not, because that would take away from its coolness. But yeah, I also, and I think I touched upon this in my video collaboration with Antcots, which I'm not sure if you've seen that, Luna, but I talked about Eve. I like her role, this positive role of her being a scientist and a war refugee. Female characters don't get roles that intense, and I love it.
Yeah.
I know I'm biased. I say this every time I talk about Eve, because I'm super biased. But the thing about it is, I love that about her character. Number one, she in the past... adorbs. Like, hashtag free or bait Eve. That is the trend. I say this in every single video. I was talking about Eve. No. Reiji Akaba, the funny subs guy, I probably know you're watching too, so shout out to you too, made that hashtag up when he was doing his reaction to chapter 25, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make this a trend. So please put hashtag free or bait Eve in the comments below. Please do that. Let's make this a trend, please. I mean, hashtag free or bait Aoi was a thing, so let's make free or bait Eve. But anyway, I really liked they were trying to have this positive goal of trying to improve the world for peace, and Isaac, who was like cutie, oh my god, he was so cute, this little nerd kid. He like his short hair. They had such short hair, which makes you think, how long have they been doing this to get their hair to grow that long? Because it grew really long. It looks really good, but like, yeah. And Isaac, which is just touched on later, his guilt about Adam being gone, and Eve's sorrow is so touching, because I think we could all relate to people that we've lost in our lives and wishing we could have done something, and if we could have done something, we didn't act out of fear or out of something. It's so relatable, at least to me, because I've lost people in my life. I'm sure everyone has at some point, and that doesn't have to be death either. You just don't know where they are, like friends you used to make, and you don't know where they are, and you're worried that something could have happened to them. It's really relatable, and I like seeing this kind of mourning angle, because it's something I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh! Has really touched on too much. I mean, you could argue Pegasus, I guess, with his dead wife, but like, you never really saw him crying or anything, but Eve is mourning like 24/7. Like, this girl is emotional wreck. And I know because I get in her head all the time when I voice her. I have to like think about it and get really upset when I record, because she's upset all the time. Which is understandable, which I really hope their chemistry, because the villains get really good backstories, as we saw with Koji in the Zexal manga, same writer, of course. So I'm really excited to see more of the backstory later on, probably when Eve eventually duels, which I really hope she does. I think she will. I'm very confident she will. I'd love to see what duel dish she'd have. But yeah, and so what do you think about Eve, this whole backstory element, Luna? Like, what do you think about it? Because obviously I'm more biased than you, but what are you thinking about it? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Is it, like, too sappy for you? Like, what do you think about it?
I mean, I'm a sucker for romance, so...
We all are.
Seeing Eve, you know, go through all of this, all, like, the pain of carrying God and everything, to find Adam, it's not that I didn't care too much for Eve originally, it's just that, you know, I'm so focused on Yuya and, you know, all the other U-boys.
We'll get to them later.
We'll get to that later, but
we'll get to that later.
Seeing the backstory for Eve, it does make me care for her a bit more, because I'm like, oh no.
I know,
when you see her when she loses Adam, when Adam is gone, it looks like she's, like, screaming. She is so upset.
She's like, Adam! I mean, I would do it. Yeah, it's like that. I can't do the voice right now. I totally would, but maybe I'll do that for a future video. I've always had ideas of writing a Eve morning monologue or a poem or something, but we'll see that in future videos. But yeah, I love that Yoshida's making these villains very sympathetic, very similar to how the 5Ds, the Dark Signers were, about being really sympathetic to their characters in most situations. And a lot of people compared Iliaster, like, comparing Iliaster to Eve's group, which I'm still mad Eve's group doesn't have a name. They're just called Eve. I think we touched on this in the last video, I don't remember. But, they need a name. I'm just calling them, like...
Protect Eve Squad.
Yes, the hashtag Free Our
The
Baby Squad.
Eve Protection Squad.
Please. Or the Adam Fine Squad. But yeah. And you also gotta commend Isaac too. Because he didn't know them for that long, but he stuck with her through all this chaos.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably close to Adam because we never really saw too much of that. But he also probably, like I said, feels guilty, which kind of leads into Adam's spirit awakening in Reiji to help him get his destiny draw, whatever. And that confirms Adam's power is in Yuya and Reiji, which I figured that was the case, but I wouldn't think it's coming to the surface. But if that's true, why is it helping Reiji, but it seems to be destroying the U-Boys? Like, I know we talked about this before. I know we've talked about it. I'm not sure if I talked about this in a video or not. Forgive me and my bad memory. I usually have really good memory, but today just not on the brain.
It's one
about
of those
the reason
days.
the Adam factor, yeah, it kind of is. The reason the Adam factor is happening with Yuya is because there's 4 of their souls in there, and it's a half of soul trying to take over. But Adam doesn't seem to want to be malicious. He chose Yuya and Reiji for a reason, to resist GOD's temptation. He obviously doesn't want God to awaken, and that's probably the entire reason he sacrificed himself in the first place. For some reason, he was part of the vessel, and now E is part of the vessel too, for some reason. I mean, the E's factor's gotta be her soul, right? So, like, why do these two specifically need to be to awaken God? Like, Adam makes sense, because Adam was the first person, I guess Eve had the card later, but then Yusho and Leo resurrected it in the past, so why didn't they have anything to do with it? Maybe that's why Yuya and Reiji were chosen? Maybe? It's really too confusing to actually say, but I'm really excited to see where it goes. But yeah, Adam's spirit kind of helping Reiji, that was really nice. It was a nice little moment. It was like the only plot thing we really got out of Scale 26 besides Isaac's guild. But it was still really nice. And I hope Adam does this with Yuya. I hope he does. Especially, I feel like when Adam, that's why I'm thinking like Reiji and Yuya are gonna tag team Eve, because then Adam can technically come out in full, because he has both halves right there. And then he can talk to her. And then it looks like, oh, Eve's gonna surrender, but then, of course, probably God will take over, because you know how this works. Blah, blah, blah. It happened in the Sex manga, even though that was a last-minute decision to add E-Raw, but I think that would be really cool. But speaking of Yuya, it has been about almost half a year since the U-Boys faded back into Yuya's mind. We still don't know what happened to them. Like, but of course we got hints about having a confrontation. But
yeah,
it's really concerning. Like, I can understand now is not the time for it. Like, I can understand because we need to focus on this to give Reiji his time and, you know, Isaac. And I understand that. And we got the special chapter, but those are non-canon. They don't count. But it's really making you really worry. What's gonna happen? I feel like
I was saying to you earlier, just that, like, you know, waiting so long to see if they're even okay is stressing me out so much.
I feel like at least Yuri and Yuto are okay. Yugo, I think Yugo's done. Or I know this is a joke. It's funny because my Yugo VA and I, PG Crooner, having this ongoing argument. Not an argument, but he likes to joke with me of Yugo becoming a ghost, and I'm just like, don't do it yet. He's not dead yet. Please don't. Which, by the way, when that scene happens, if Yugo gets an emotional death scene, you know I'm dubbing it, right? I'm making you all cry even more. I'm really good at that, apparently.
So cruel.
What? Me and PG Crooner are really good at making you guys cry. We're really good at it. What? His editing and my editing and his acting? You can't go wrong. Plus, it's fun. It's probably going to be a really nice moment, and it'll be really cool to see how it happens. I hope Yuya's there for it, but I feel like he's I feel like he's going to be this for Yuto and Yuri. Just to take care of Yuya. Like, take care of Yuya. Blah. Dead.
I'm dead now.
Yep. Something. but yeah, I hope that there's gonna be a hint to that at least next month. I hope the duel ends in half a chapter. I doubt it will. Probably be towards the end again, like Scale 23 was, and then we get plot in 28? Yeah, 28. But so Yugo's at least dead by November. I'm saying November is Yugo's death month. It's just gonna be November.
I just want a sign of
which
anything to see if he's okay or if he's not
wait,
okay.
did Yugo lose to Yuri in November? Because Zark came out in January. So I don't remember when episode 1 132
Zark?
131.
Zark actually came out around December, like around Christmas time, because I remember.
Oh yes, it was Zarkness. It was
when it went
Zarkness.
live. I was actually with my family, so I couldn't watch the episode. So and yeah, we had Happy Zarkmas.
So it probably was November. Yeah, it had to be because it was 131. Yeah. Oh my god, Yugo dies a year later again. Just November
that'd be so cruel.
That's so mean. I know, but anyway. Also talking about the U-Boys is kind of really something and it's about the chapters, but kind of isn't. Well, it has to do with them, is the Volume 4 cover. Now, I was expecting, because the promo got revealed, and I'm pretty sure that we all knew the promo was going to be Ren's twin-head of Bjorman. I'm pretty sure that's the card name. And then we get the cover, and it's Yuto and Dark Anthelion. And I love Yuto, guys. I love Yuto. He's my least favorite manga Yu, but he's my second favorite anime Yu. I love him. But why? It breaks the pattern, number one. It's very misleading if you want to get the volume for the card and Dark Anthelion's not in there. And number two, you've seen us talk about these chapters. Yuto did nothing from scale 20 to scale 26. He said a few things, sure, but he did nothing plot important. So him being on the cover makes zero sense except for marketing. And you could have waited to have Yuto, like when he duels again. Like, I think Yuri's gonna be Volume 5, or Sora will be Volume 5. But if we don't see, like, the villains, at least Ren, even Isaac, and Adam colored, that is, because the Sexual villains obviously got colored, and a lot of the GX Manga Suzu characters, and, like, all the 5Ds Manga Suzu characters, I believe, got colors, too. If they don't get colors because of the covers, I'm gonna be really upset. Like... Yeah,
I wonder if that's why.
I feel like it's a marketing...
They didn't make it Ren just yet.
They could have figured that out by now. I feel like
maybe they just don't want to reveal his hair color at the moment. I don't know. I agree that Yuto is an odd choice right now.
Yeah, I would take Sora over him right now. I'd take Yugo again. Or I'd take Reiji again. Well, Reiji's in Volume 3, but you know what I mean. It just doesn't make any sense. And Dark Anthelion's not in the promo. And people are saying that, I think they say, like, the premium pack at the end of the year is gonna have Dark Anthelion and Star of Enemy. And I know Japan is getting a U-Boy box in Japan that was shown off at one of the Shonen Jump events, I think, a few months ago, when the special chapter came out. And I'm like, I want that box. But if they're gonna put the cards there, then why couldn't you just give Ren a card? Like, and you're printing a lot of the white stuff, so it's not like you guys don't like Ren. You're printing his stuff, so why not just give him a cover? I guess because he's just not as marketable, because obviously the people love about the manga, like, all the special chapters haven't had any of the manga exclusive characters in them, which I guess because they're for comedy, but it's still, it's kind of, like, been set before all the plot started, because Sora was still with Reiji in the other special chapter, and Yuzu the Hideout was still a thing. I guess that makes sense, but then Yugo and Yuri are there, so it's just, it's a marketing decision to sell more books, I know, but I just wish it breaks the synergy. And I love Yuto. Yeah. He got a cover. It's a nice looking cover. Very pretty. I just feel like it could have been wasted. But you're gonna run out of U-Boys sooner or later, guys. And if Zark... Oh my god. They give a cover to Zark for no reason. Oh gosh. I just at least want an Eve in GOD cover. Or an Adam in GOD cover. I just want to see GOD in color. That would be cool. I feel like Eve... I feel like the main villain should get her own cover. Or even if she shares a cover with somebody else. Just give them colors. Come on. Stop being lazy.
I'd be down if they got, like, a cover with Adam and Eve on it, like a nice
or all the villains together, like Adam, Eve. So it was an Adam and Eve cover, and then a Ren and Isaac cover, then a Mew and Sora cover, and then the Xyz person with somewhere. But wait, that would be really awesome. But yeah, that volume releases in October. I think is it next week? I feel like it's really soon, like beginning of October.
October for me is in like 2 days. I say for me because I'm just a little bit ahead of you time-wise.
Yeah, because you are lovely, lovely Australian. But but anyway, yeah. I'm excited to see what characters get revealed in that concept art. Like we'll get Isaac's for sure. We're gonna get Isaac's. Who else? Shingo needs his concept art revealed. Of all the characters in the manga, Shingo hasn't gotten his yet. I'd like to see Mew. I'd like to see. We got the Yusho kids. Maybe do the LDS trio next. That would be cool. I want to see the Bracelet Girls. I want the Bracelet Girls.
Oh, definitely.
The Lancers, like Minitsuki Kage. I wanted to see if he was a ninja. Or Reira would be nice. Or Akuma Leo or Yusho. But I think the Bracelet Girls are obviously what we all want, but I feel like they're going to be at the end. I mean, or they'll randomly have a concept art for a character who hasn't shown up yet. Like, if they give the Xyz whatever person, that'd be really spoilery.
Yeah.
It'd be really funny. I don't know why. If the Yuto cover turns out to be a misprint, and that's not the actual cover, and they spoiled, like, the Volume 7 cover early, that'd be really funny.
That would be awkward.
It'd be hilarious. I'd be happy, because they'd fix it, but that would be really weird. But, yeah, I think we've talked about these chapters pretty much enough for now. I'm really excited. You boys, hang in there. But I do gotta admit one thing. The artwork in these chapters was great. Yuya's face is in scale 26. Like, his thumbs up thing. Like, that one page, he had, like, 3 really good sassy faces. This is why the manga Yuya is above me. And I know you like anime Yuya better because you liked that tweet thing I did. I know it's hard for me to pick.
My reasoning for that is, I fell in love with anime Yuya first. So
I feel like I fell in love with the manga Yuya first, so I think that's probably why.
I didn't know the manga was a thing until much later.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
I watched the anime for a long time.
Yeah, it's probably a lot of the reasons people like anime Yuya, but I know a lot of people who like aren't Arc-V fans, but I feel like if you're a hardcore Arc-V fan, you usually like the anime Yuya better, but if you aren't a hardcore anime fan, but you like the manga, then you like manga Yuya better. It's weird, because I'm a hardcore Arc-V anime fan, and I love anime Yuya too, but the manga Yuya, he just good stuff. Like, he's just so much more consistent, in my opinion. Like, I feel like, because he's written by one person, and I feel like the manga is just, his consistency as a character, I like his maturity. And I'm not saying all the manga versions
quite
work.
Different,
but it's,
in the sense that they've gone through different things.
Exactly. A character's backstory, of course, does shape who they are. I think we all can agree. But I will say, like, obviously, I like the manga anime Yugo better because Apple shipping, and I like his character better. But manga Yugo's still good. Like, I think all the manga versions are fine. I like manga Yuri better because manga Yuri actually has development, because anime Yuri literally just got high on Zark Juice, which people think that's entertaining. I mean, he's fun to watch, don't get me wrong, and his dub voice is hilarious. I joked voiced him as a meme video a few weeks ago, if you all remember that glorious thing you do of boredom because of Hurricane Irma. But anyway, I think we're going to wrap this up. So anything else you'd like to say, Luna, before we sign out for the next... We're probably going to do this maybe November, December. Depends when the chapters come out and our schedules, of course. Because this chapter, the next chapter is going to come out... Well, the November ones come on Thanksgiving, which is obviously busy time for me, because, you know, I'm an American, obviously.
Yeah.
So we'll see how
things
work.
Okay, because during that time I have finals,
with the chapters.
So...
Yep, so we'll probably do December, because that'll be before Christmas. It's a little Christmas video. Like, hey, Christmas, we have Yugo's death to talk about. And then Sora going insane. Yay. Like, I think Sora, you agree Sora's next. You agree Sora's...
I wouldn't be surprised if he was next.
I mean, he's kind of just waiting there in the wings, like sitting in Ren's room. Which
is it my turn? Is it my turn? Is it my turn?
I want to see him interact with Eve, though. Can we please have that? Because Sora hasn't mentioned her name at all. I want to know how she found this kid.
Ah, that's true, yeah.
I want to know, like, what his deal is. Obviously, he's working for her from Mew, obviously, but does she care? She obviously seems to care about him from being implied from Scale 19, but does he care about her? That's the thing, because Sora is known to double-cross people. In the anime and the manga, I do feel like Sora is going to portray Eve at least once.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has to, but I want the reason. I want good development, a good change for his character. But, yeah, you got anything else to say?
No, I'm looking forward to what's coming next.
Oh, I do too. It's gonna be these months. I hate these are monthly. I mean, they're nice little surprises at the end of the month, like we've all been working hard, but I wish they were a little bit closer. But at least it's not other mangas that I like Vanitas no Carte, which I've recently got into, as you guys know. And we're not getting a chapter of that until November because the artist is sick, and hopefully nothing happens to Yoshida and the artist, so they don't get sick. That would be to wait an extra month for an Arc-V chapter, and they probably wouldn't double the length to make up for it. I would just be like, no. So sad. But I think they'll be fine. But yeah, and then we got the Varaine's manga next year, probably, because Arc-V started in, I think, of August of 2015, which, wow, it's been like 2 years. Well, it's still not over. It's not even near over yet, but Varaine's manga, that's going to be one to look out for of what they're going to do with that. Really interested, but I'm enjoying Arc-V while we have it, and versus them enjoying the Varane show, so let's just have it there. But yeah, if you guys have any thoughts on these chapters, leave them below. Me and Luna will be looking through the comments as always. We love getting questions, suggestions, and things of that now. I got into Voltron because of some girl. So if you guys
No
want
regrets.
to talk, no, yeah, I have no regrets. If you guys want us to talk about Voltron Legendary Defender, I'd be up for that. And we have probably a lot to say because season 4 is coming up, so that'll be interesting to talk about. If we'll talk about it anyway. But if you guys want us to record it, why not? But it'd be fun. It'd be probably really angsty. by the way, go watch that show. It's good stuff. It's probably the best thing on Netflix. It is.
It's good. Season 4 comes out October 13th. Go.
Hashtag. What's the phrase? Is it hashtag? Is it join the volition? Is that the phrase? Is
what
like,
the phrase?
Yeah, just remember in the advertisement. It's just like, is it join the Voltron volition? Like, what is it? It's a coalition. I think it's join the coalition.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
Help
Just
defeat
join
the Gora
hashtag.
Empire.
Yeah. You tweet the Gora Empire. I cannot talk today, but yes, go watch Voltron. It's good stuff. A little off topic, but anyway, that is gonna do it for us. So as always, guys, stay happy and healthy, and bye.